Any small thing, some Nigerians will comment, what is in Ghana? Listen, this is Chief Dele Momodu hosting Peter Obi in Ghana today, 17 September 2025. Why? Because he get one kind of peace when he get for Ghana, when he say nothing get that peace for anywhere.
Nigeria is damaged, irreparably damaged, and it cannot be fixed. I will not mince words. The only thing that can fix Nigeria.
Nigerians do not believe that Nigeria can be fixed, so how can we fix the country with this kind of mindset? Meanwhile, a Nigerian politician, Peter Obi, one of the presidential candidates, is currently in Ghana, and it was being hosted by Chief Dele Momodu and other videos between Ghanaians and Nigerians. Let's take a look at these videos, and please do not forget to like the video, share, and subscribe. I will be back to throw more light on it.
Any small thing, some Nigerians will comment, what is in Ghana? Listen, this is Chief Dele Momodu hosting Peter Obi in Ghana today, 17 September 2025. If anything not dey Ghana, they're not going to do this meeting for Ghana. And note, Chief Dele Momodu get us for US, he get us for London, he get us for Switzerland, he get us for Ghana, he get houses for Nigeria. But guess where they stay pass? Now Ghana. Now Chief Dele Momodu dey stay pass. Why? Because he get one kind of peace when he get for Ghana, when he say nothing get that peace for anywhere. Keep asking what is in Ghana. Look at our presidential candidates. His Excellency Peter Obi in Ghana. He arrived Ghana today, 17th day of September 2025. You dey see am? If anything not in Ghana, Chief Dele Momodu no go host Peter Obi for Ghana. So stop playing. Stop asking what is in Ghana. Ghana gets waiting many countries not get. The kind peace. Oh, the kind peace. If you be poor man, you no go understand the kind peace when they talk about. But the rich men, the wealthy men, they know. Say Ghana get more kind thing. When they say he has to see for another country. Your Excellency, Peter Obi, you are welcome to Accra.
I don't understand why Nigeria has received more international sanctions on their travel than any other ECOWAS country. In fact, than any other African country. But let us come to ECOWAS. Than any other ECOWAS country. Yes, the headquarters of ECOWAS remains in Nigeria. How? I don't understand. It is tough to understand how. How the dirtiest person in the room is meant to keep us clean. How the most dangerous person in the room is responsible for our security. This is clear. Ghanaians are suffering at the hands of Nigerian foreigners. Believe you me, it is getting very nasty. We are recording increasing cases of armed robbery, fraud, murder, rape, and kidnapping here in Ghana. Recently, 36 Nigerians were arrested for human trafficking here in Ghana. And these are the people that have the headquarters of ECOWAS in their country. Is ECOWAS a trap against Ghana? Is ECOWAS a trap against selected West African countries? Because that is how it seems it is. ECOWAS cannot check Nigerians. ECOWAS has got the headquarters of ECOWAS in Nigeria, and it cannot check its citizens in other ECOWAS countries. So what is it? You have lost international reputation in the eyes of so many countries. You don't seem to be able to check your nationals in the name of the very ECOWAS that you guys seem to chair, you can't check and make sure your own citizens abide by the laws of ECOWAS. They come into Ghana, they overstay their welcome, but when then you ask them, they speak of ECOWAS. How? How can you flout the law? And when we ask you, you state the law as your defense. How can you flout the law? And when you are asked why you flout the law, you try to speak like it is because indirectly your father is the judge. Because you have the headquarters of ECOWAS, you think you can determine when you get into my country and leave my country. So Ghanaians are thinking of two things. Believe you me, it is either we get out of ECOWAS, that is one, or two, the headquarters of ECOWAS is relocated because the Nigerian economy as it stands now is not strong enough to run the ECOWAS system to the benefit of all ECOWAS countries. Believe you me, Nigeria is suffering a rickety, cricket, limping economy. So ECOWAS must, the duty and burden of ECOWAS in Nigeria, Abuja as it stands now, must be relieved from Nigeria and relocated out of Nigeria as it stands now. Because Nigeria has got a lot of internal issues to deal with. And as it stands now currently, Nigeria cannot handle West African issues. Not yet. Not yet. Nigeria has lost the reputation of so many international countries. So as it stands now, Nigeria is the headquarters of ECOWAS finds itself in a country that has lost international reputation. Now, if we are saying that ECOWAS is meant to boost trade, then the headquarters finds itself at a place that is a rival to international trade currently. And so please, with all due respect, it is not something personal against Nigeria, but what it is that if ECOWAS is meant to cause security, unity, it is meant to harness and foster security, unity, peace, coherence, and freedom of movement, it is good. But if the system is unable to make sure that countries that are in ECOWAS and citizens of those countries abide by the 90-day law or regularizing their stay after 90-day law, if ECOWAS cannot enforce that, then it should be because currently ECOWAS is in a country that is finding itself difficult to govern its own self in the first place, let alone handle West African issues. And so please, let us rethink about this. It is either Ghana gets out of ECOWAS or the headquarters of ECOWAS leaves Abuja. Believe you me. Because it seems ECOWAS is only in Abuja to strengthen the Nigerian against every other West Africa. And that will not work, please. Because ECOWAS is not a Nigerian institution. If that is what Nigerians think, please be informed. ECOWAS is not your property. You think ECOWAS forms a certain kind of boundaries, right? That psychologically connotes that Nigeria is sort of the capital town of ECOWAS. No, it is not. ECOWAS is not a country. ECOWAS is just a system and an agreement. That is all. So please, before you think ECOWAS, the formulation of ECOWAS or the institution ECOWAS is there to affirm that the ECOWAS states have got a kind of invisible boundary around them, making them geographically a different set of people that are governed by ECOWAS principles there, then you are wrong. ECOWAS is just a mindset where we all inform and agree to unite and trade. And again, permit free movement. But if that permission of free movement is going to the detriment of the very people who permitted you to move freely in their country, they have to sack you out of the country or get you to abide by their laws. Because look, it is aside the fact that the Nigerians do not abide generally by the laws of ECOWAS, they also don't abide by the Ghanaian laws. And this is threatening. It is really a matter of concern. It is threatening. The Pan-Africanism Kwame Nkrumah wanted, for which reason he fought strongly that Africa unites, is not the same Pan-Africanism there is today. That system is corrupted. Upon the assassination of Kwame Nkrumah, Pan-Africanism, a guise under which he hoped that Africa gains a certain kind of structure where Africa becomes a one-state country, powerful, against Western influence, was corrupted the day he was assassinated. And the commencement of his assassination was in the beginning of the coup in 1966. And as a result of that coup that was successfully staged, that day, the true rails upon which Pan-Africanism trails was punctured, fractured, corrupted, and changed. So yes, the subtle remains the same, Pan-Africanism, the name remains the same, but the rails, the motto, and the essence has changed. Because the champion of Pan-Africanism did not live to at least plant that seed well enough that it may grow in at least one African state and then eventually affect the whole of Africa. No. The Westerners took hold of Pan-Africanism, corrupted it, and Pan-Africanism now weaponized in disguise something that was meant to be the guise under which Africa unites today. Is in disguise the reason Africa would never unite, Pan-Africanism. Because Kwame Nkrumah, the champion, not the pioneer, champion of Pan-Africanism, was assassinated. If Kwame Nkrumah were alive today, he would not want Pan-Africanism. No, what he would want is orientation. He would want to orient the African again to remember who he is. Today, African countries are completely westernized. So much so that, let us wait, gain our African identity. Let us regain our African identity. When we have gained the African identity, then can we press towards the unification, and that oneness that Kwame Nkrumah wanted to envision. But a system for which Kwame Nkrumah wanted Pan-Africanism to be and fight against, that system fought against Kwame Nkrumah. And because Pan-Africanism was like a pet of Kwame Nkrumah, they had the chance, if the owner is gone, now let us corrupt the pet. So Pan-Africanism is not the same Pan-Africanism today as it was yesterday.
Nigerians are a major contributing factor to the Ghanaian economy.
Fact.
Now I'll tell you why. You see, this is your studio here.
Right.
A Nigerian can rent it for 2 years and pay straight. A Ghanaian who rent it to have to pay someone from diaspora.
Right.
A Ghanaian living in Ghana cannot rent entire building for 2 years. He will come and beg and negotiate for 6 months or 1 year. It's not that they don't have money. The view to make money lies in the bosom of a Nigerian.
Right.
Nigerian will buy this pillow, 100 Ghana cedi. He will come to Ghana and will sell it to 130 Ghana cedi. A Ghanaian will buy this one for 100 Ghana. He wants to sell it 300 Ghana. So this one will be there for 2-3 months.
Right.
Before he will finish the consignment he took. A Nigerian will finish it 1 month, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. Go bring another one. They don't want quick money.
Right.
They want quick movement.
Nigeria is damaged, irreparably damaged, and it cannot be fixed. I will not mince words. The only thing that can fix Nigeria is a reset. You can interpret that however you want to interpret it. The reason being that you have a country that have consistently elected the worst of us to lead the best of us. It's not that the best of us aren't interested in governance. No. If the best of us, if they came out today running for office, we, these same people, will abandon them at the polls. He'll probably get his one vote. That is if the card reader even acknowledges his fingerprint. We will encourage these thugs, these fraudsters. We sing their praises. We chant their names. We forget that these people don't have your best interest at heart whatsoever.
So lately, videos of South Africans in South Africa sending immigrants out of their hospitals have been making rounds on social media. People are criticizing such an act as inhuman. Absolutely, it is an eyesore. Asking sick people to leave the hospital, seeing pregnant women, children being sent out of their hospitals. Anyway, it is in South Africa for the South Africans. It remains their country. They choose to do whatever that pleases them in their homeland. Unfortunately, their government is not saying anything against such an act. It wasn't okay, but what is the difference of what South Africans are doing and what is currently happening in Nigeria? Lately, we also saw a video of a pregnant woman that was around last week or last 2 weeks. A woman who was pregnant with twin babies. What happened to this woman was entirely what is currently happening in South Africa. This woman was heavily pregnant, due to deliver her baby. She went to one of the hospitals, Asokoro Hospital. They asked her to go get reference from her previous hospital, possibly a private hospital. She walked down the street, going back to go get this reference from that hospital. Kudos to the lady that found her, the Good Samaritan. I think Joy, something, a content curator. God bless you, ma'am. She got that. She went back to the hospital again. She was not treated. Over 28,000. And guess what? They referred her and claimed that no beds. They referred her to Mataima Hospital. She got to Mataima Hospital. They asked her to go through the registration processes, fill in the documents and blah, blah, blah. Joy did on her behalf. And after that, they told her, they told her that there was no bed for her again. Remember, in her previous hospital, she was already told that she was in labor. Babies were already coming out, and yet they did not admit her. So from the second hospital, Matamai Hospital, they referred her again, PM, to the National Hospital. She got there. That was where it was confirmed that those babies were long gone. They can imagine how sad they... Was it not the same thing? Sending a woman away. Remember that lately, around 6 months ago, the Minister for Health in Nigeria announced on a public television, national television, that certain pregnant women with certain levels of complications, maybe C-section and all of that, would be receiving a free health care treatment. What happens to that? Twin pregnancy, is it not a complication? Talk more of somebody who cannot afford such a treatment. And the person was sent out of the first hospital, sent out of the second hospital. 3 of these hospitals, national hospitals, Asokoro Hospital, Matamai Hospital, National Hospital. Nothing was done until the 9th minute at the National Hospital. You know, it is quite sad that all of us Nigerians are now condemning the acts in South Africa. Unfortunately, the same thing is happening in our country. Yes. How do you describe these 2 incidents in South Africa and the one in Nigeria? This is the one that was seen and recorded by a content curator. How about so many others that are undergoing through the same treatments in our country? If you don't have money, you don't get treated. Nothing for the masses. You know, and the worst still is that our leaders do not receive health treatment from the same hospitals, national health services that they have provided for the masses. They don't use these services. Whenever they are sick, their children PM straight to abroad. How shameful it is that our ex-president was said to have died in London, whereas there is a hospital in Asorok for the government, built by the government, you know. So, I think our leaders should begin to feel our pain. You know, sometimes we Nigerians, well-meaning Nigerians in diaspora, we are beginning to feel like outcasts when we see things happening to Nigerians in some of these other countries, especially African countries. Look at what is happening in Ghana. Our neighboring country there, sending Nigerians out of their country, blaming Nigerians about the social deviance in their society. In South Africa, the same thing. You go to the comment section, you see people from Malawi, you know, saying they support South Africa. People from Kenya, they support South Africa. People from Zimbabwe, even though Zimbabweans are also being sent out from these hospitals in South Africa. Yet they are in support of what is happening to Nigerians. As if every Nigerian is corrupt. This is what our leaders, who do not consider us, who do not mean well for us, they are the cause of all of this. Assuming that our country has good security system, operational or functional, a lot of us would be home doing our businesses, working. Nigeria is rich. Nigeria has natural resources. Yet, the masses do not have access to all of that. They don't enjoy all of those. It is quite a pity. It is high time our leaders should wake up and do something about all of this. It is a national embarrassment to we Nigerians. And if we can protest, we the youth can protest, kick against our leaders coming overseas for their health care treatments. They should enjoy the one back home. They should access those hospitals they provided for the masses. In abroad here, mayors, their leaders, they use NHS. Yes, and this is why NHS is properly maintained. Or the public healthcare services, they are better maintained than the private hospitals in overseas, because everyone is working so hard. They don't know who next is going to be their patient. Maybe the mayor of a city, maybe the prime minister, or maybe a legislator. So this is why they fixed their system, especially everything that the government is in charge of functions properly better than the private sectors, because the government also use those public services. But in our own case, it's entirely different. Yes. Hospitals like, okay, that is a private hospital. I don't want to mention them, because these are the hospitals some of our politicians use in Nigeria. Rethinking Hospital. A poor man cannot go to that hospital in Nigeria. Yes, permit me to mention names, but we have public hospitals. There was a time I was in this, Lagos State Teaching Hospital. The doctor asked me to get on the bed. The bed sheet on that bed was something that they called, it was white. I was so scared, of getting on that bed. Before I would contract something from the hospital, are you supposed to be afraid of contracting microRio from a hospital? But that was my feeling at that point, because it was the beds, all of them rusted. Anyway, please, the youths, let's just wake up. Let's just wake up and stop condemning, pointing, accusing fingers. Forget about South Africans. Let's deal with our leaders. Talk about them. They should wake up. They should wake up and save us from all these embarrassments every here and there.
Exactly. They should wake up and start to fix the country Nigeria, and also Nigerians need to change their mindset. When I listened to this man who said that Nigeria can never be fixed, this is the mindset of Nigerians. I'm telling you, no Nigerians believe on the country. They don't believe on Nigeria, that Nigeria can be better. So how can we fix a country where the citizens do not even believe that the country can be better? Nigerians have a long way to go. Truth to be told, our leaders have actually failed us woefully, but we, the Nigerians, are also the cause of this problem. Let's be honest. Ghanaians are saying we should go back to our country. South Africans are saying, in fact, all the country do not want us in their country because of our attitude, our behavior. When we find ourselves in this country, we misbehave a lot. We commit a lot of crime, a lot of atrocity. The whole world do not want us anymore in their country. Yes, like I said, our leaders need to wake up and fix their country. But we Nigerians, we also need to work on ourselves, our behavior. And this needs to stand from the foundation, our home, our parents. Truth to be told, Nigerians' parents have failed woefully. Not all of them, but some of the parents has failed, because some of the parents are pushing the young ones. You have no idea what it feels like as a Nigerian. The load you are carrying. Some parents, I can't share some of the things on social media, because some Nigerian parents are the reason why these young girls are running scatter to look for money to take care of their parents. Some of the girls you are seeing in Ghana, they are feeding their parents back home. They are paying bills. They are paying school fees for their younger ones. Where is their parents? Where is the fathers? Majority of the Nigerian father, all they think of is to give birth, pregnant the women, they will not take care of the child. There's a lot of problem in the country, the foundation of the country. There's a lot of problem in Nigeria. When I think of Nigeria, we have a long way to go. And we need to start from the roots, from the parents, from the church, from the school, the environment. In fact, there's a lot of things to be clean in that country. For we to fix that country, our leaders need to change. But we Nigerians, we need to also change our ways, our behavior, our character, our desperation. We need to work on it. A lot has been spoken on this video. They have not given their point and reasons of what they also think of the video. But in all of this, I would love to see your comments on the comment section of what you also think of this video. And please, at this point, if you have not liked the video, please do me well by liking the video, and don't forget to share so that more people can see this video. And please, if this is the first time you're coming across this channel, please do not make it your last by subscribing. But if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to the channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.